Are you helping me? Maybe I'm wrong, but if I remember from the picture, the raffle didn't have a and attach all the. Excuse me. Hi guys, welcome back. So I'm filming this intro after, so the dress is finished. Today I'm making dress from VIKI SEWS. It's not a tutorial by any means. She has her own tutorial on the YouTube channel, which I will link, of course. Very important that this pattern is for free to download. So you should go guys right now, download it, and you can do it with me while you are watching this video, or maybe just watch first and maybe you will see if you like it or not. I have a couple of comments you will see in the video. There are certain things that I like about the dress and there are certain things I don't want to say I don't like, but there could be done differently in my opinion, or if I was to make it I would do it differently. So let's go and see how I did. We have two back pieces also with a lining and two front pieces. So as a first thing to do, we need to sew all the darts, so that means on two front pieces from the shell fabric and two front pieces from the lining. So this is how it looks like when it's pinned. It has one waist dart and one bust dart. Are you helping me? So now everything is ironed, everything is sewn, all the darts, and now I will go ahead and attach all the. Excuse me. So I will take the front piece, right sides, with the back piece. I will sew it here on the shoulder seam, right side facing, and of course the same thing with the lining. I really want to know, so throw me aside and show me you do. I think these ones are going at the back, and then we have these two which have slightly different shape, and I think they will go in front and they will form two big ruffles. So we need to connect them over here. So now I'm thinking that I will first overlock them separately and then I will sew it together over here. You can't keep me far away for too long. You can't keep me far. You can't keep me far. If you ever feel the way I do, won't you? So now this is how it looks like. We have one long ruffle, and in the instructions she wants you to fold it inside like this. If you don't really have like a big holes in the fabric, just like instructions, I think that's okay to do it in this way. I take it back. So now that I'm looking at the picture, I think it makes sense that they did it in a way they did. I think it would be really much nicer if I do it. So I'm taking everything back. There is no need to overlock the seams before, just sew it together with a straight stitch, and then you will fold each side of the seam one time and then sew a straight stitch. So just like this, and the same thing from the other side. Guys, I'm wondering which sewing YouTubers you are watching, or maybe even the other ones, or what are you watching generally on YouTube? I'm interested to know. Maybe I would like to get some suggestions for somebody new, maybe I didn't discover yet. Personally, my most favorite one is Jenna Phipps, because I'm watching her since beginning, and now she has almost 200,000, which is, I find really amazing. I'm really happy for her, and I just feel like we could be the best friends in real life. I'm just basing myself on her content because she's also interested in many other things, just like me. For now, I'm just showing you the sewing part of my hobby, but I like to do a lot of other different things. I like to try many different things, and she's just like me in this way, so I really like her channel and I really enjoy her content. She's, I think, my favorite. Let me know who is your favorite, guys. So now it will be a good moment to hem the edges. And when I do something curvy, my favorite method is to go turn it one time and sew it as close to the edge as you can. Then you trim the seam allowance and then you fold it again. And then I'm going to do 2 rows of basting stitch on the inside so I can gather it and then attach it to the bodice. So I sew it, trimmed the seam allowance as close as I could, and now I will turn it one more time again. I take the bodice front, back, right sides facing me, and usually when you sew things together you put them right sides facing, but at this time you will place this ruffle wrong side facing right side of the bodice. Sorry for the light, but I'm blessed with this glorious sun. Actually, I'm not going to apologize. I'm happy that I have this sun. I just hope for you that you can see something. Anyway, so now I have these 2 pieces, and what I need to do now is to take it from here, from the center in the front, put it right sides together and sew it over here. And I think that we will have to do exactly the same thing on the lining. And I think the next thing I'm going to do is to take the straps that's supposed to go at the back and sew these. So let me just grab it and let's do it. It will be very simple. We will just fold them in half and sew all the way with the 1 centimeter seam allowance, then turn it right side out and do a top stitching all around. I have to be honest with you guys and say that I have been hesitating for so long if I'm going to do this sew with me or not, because to be honest I have been enjoying way more doing my own patterns and doing my own projects. It allows me to do my own ideas, and I don't know, just like, for example, I like cooking as well, but I hate to cook from recipes, you know, and then that explains a lot about my personality. I just hate to be told what to do, so I guess that's why I also enjoy more doing my own patterns. Yeah, but also making my own designs, you know, it gives me a lot of joy and a lot of satisfaction. What about you guys? Like, what do you do? What do you like to do more? Patterns or to make up your own? Now I will go ahead and attach these straps with a basting stitch, approximately half a centimeter from the edge. So let's go ahead now and sew the side seam. So I will turn it right side facing and sew it. The same thing for the lining as well. I am just a trace. I love you with all of my heart. it the time to attach lining to the top layer. I will just turn it right side out. I will place the lining on the top of it, right side facing. I will first pin all the important things like the center, here in front, the shoulder seams, and then here at the back. We need to sew it all the way around until the back, and when you come to this point, just turn and go back to the side seams just here, because this will be the finished edge, as at the back the skirt will not be attached to the bodice, so that's why. So usually you would attach the seam allowance just like this, just to the lining from this side to prevent it from twisting out. But because we have this ruffle over here, I will just go ahead and sew all the way here, catching both layers. So this is how it looks like at the end. You can see here that there is a gap because it's not possible to go further. Oop, yeah, so you have this seam, but it's covered by the ruffle, so everything is nice and clean. Now before we continue further with the skirt, let's do the stay stitch around the shoulders. So this is how it looks like when it's done. Okay guys, this is important. I want to show you this. So this is how the top part is. It's very short, okay, which is okay, but as you can see, the skirt is also very short, exactly finishing where my crotch is. And although the ruffle is going at the end and it will be longer, maybe I'm wrong, but if I remember from the picture, the ruffle didn't have a lining, and usually ruffles don't have the lining. So there are two options. I cut the longer skirt, or I do a lining also with the ruffle, which I don't know if it's a good idea. Just want to warn you, heads up if you're going to do this. Okay, so I cut new skirts with a lining as well, approximately 7 to 8 centimeters longer than it was. Now I will go ahead and overlock all the side seams of the skirt. So now I will sew the side seams of the lining, and the same with the shell. Good morning guys. So first of all, I apologize for yesterday because I was so much into this project and I completely didn't pay enough attention to the quality of the video, so I don't know what you were able to see yesterday, so big apology for this. And also to inform you, I did something yesterday without filming, but nothing really difficult. I just sewn the ruffle for the skirt from these two pattern pieces provided in the pattern, so you see nothing really difficult. So let's continue today. As the next thing, you can see that I already put the main skirt inside, right side out, and then I put the lining on the top, so you can see that they are right sides facing, just like that. And the next thing we are going to do will be to sew the seam at the back, but not all the way around, just from one side seam to another one with 1 centimeter seam allowance. And after we sew this line, I already did it here, then we will turn it right side out, and so this is how it looks like so far. This is the front of the skirt, and then we have this piece that will be our connection to the top of the dress. now simply we will tack the seam allowance inside and fold this lining over it, and you can do this by hand. Okay guys, so I quickly wanted to stop here and say few things that you should be careful about this pattern. First of all, the skirt. This is already 8 centimeters longer than was the pattern piece, and I just have to be honest, it would not be possible for me at all to use the pattern as it came. It was too short, even considering the ruffle at the bottom. It's just too short in my opinion. The second thing that I think would be better if the back of the dress is actually finished with a nice waistband and maybe the zipper at the side. I will tell you why. If your bust is C or more, you will be probably struggling to pull it over your head, as the space here is not so big. So maybe measure it before what is the circumference of the skirt and your bust, and then you will figure it out. If you are A or B, I think that you will not have a problem with it. Personally, I had a problem, I struggled, but anyway. But overall, it's really cute. It's really nice and flattering shape. I think if you don't want too much ruffles, you could just keep it like this and hem it, because it looks quite nice in my opinion. Positive, negatives, think about it. But it's for free, so you know, you can try for sure, and I think that you should. Just measure a couple of things before you cut the fabric or before you sew the full dress, of course. So that's it for me.
All alone on the internet, but you don't seem to forget about yourself. Wondering how it could go so wrong, but you didn't call for help. But let me tell you about the trees and the seas, how it's all connected. The flowers and the birds and bees, the northern lights, yeah, we're all affected. Watching, pray, pray, pray.